everyone, and welcome to Beyond Focus TV. My name is Angie Daniel, and I am the hostess for the show. On tonight's show, we have with us Miss Chinita Pointer. She is the executive director of this foundation that is right here. I'm going to repeat it, right here in Brooklyn. It's a string music school. We're going to take a break. When I come back, I'll introduce her to you, and we'll talk about amazing things that they are doing in Brooklyn. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Beyond Focus TV. If you're just turning on your TV, you're here for a treat with Miss Chinita Pointer, Executive Director of the Pointer Foundation. Welcome, ma'am.
Welcome. How are you, Angie?
I am doing well. And thank you for coming and sharing your story with us. First and foremost, I'd like to hear a little bit about yourself, what you do within the foundation, and then we'll talk about the foundation.
Well, of course, my name is Chinita Pointer, and I am the Executive Director of the Noel Pointer Foundation. And we provide string music instruction to kids in inner city schools. I am the widow of Noel Pointer, who was a world-renowned jazz violinist, and he loved working in the community and providing services and getting involved. And so when he passed in 1994, the family got together and we decided to establish the foundation. When Noel died, he had left a lot of projects that he had been working on, a book about black violinists for a tabletop. He was a producer of his mother's Great Day Chorale, who used to go around and sing Negro spirituals. And he was also had started working on a album for spirituals, music that where he had taken scriptures from the Bible and he had put music to these scriptures. And this is a project that is still something that we want to finish and something that we know that people will love to hear. And he recorded 7 CDs, and his last CD was Never Lose Your Heart. So from all the work that he did in the community and how involved he got with politicians and believing that literacy was something that was so important for our children in the community and in our public schools, you know, it was very important for us to start this organization to keep his legacy alive through music.
You've mentioned part of story reading, recording his mom's songs. And what I capture out of this is that within the story, there's a history lesson, right? Writing this book doesn't just mean like he's writing musically. He's writing a story, like our lives, our history, where we've been, understanding what slavery songs means to all of us. I think yesterday you and I, we were having a whole conversation about music in itself, what it means to have certain things within community. Explain to me your vision or your idea to have a string music school foundation within Brooklyn.
Well, in 1998, I saw a friend of mine, and I was getting ready for a jazz and gospel cruise that we used to do every year. And so she stopped and she said, well, what are you doing? And I explained to her what I was doing, and she says, wow. And I said to her, I'd like to bring a string music program to the Bedford-Stuyvesant.
Yes.
And she says, would you really? And I said, sure. So she says, well, I work with Dr. Lester Young. Let me talk to him and see what he says. And so with that conversation, it opened up a conversation for me to actually meet Dr. Young and talk to him about bringing a string music program to Bedford-Stuyvesant. Because my vision was always to have kids in Bed-Stuy and in inner city schools learn how to play string instruments and also learn classical music.
Yes.
Because I know that's something in our community that we don't listen to.
Exactly.
And kids in our community really would not pick up a string instrument, a violin, a viola, a cello, or a double bass. So being able to bring that kind of program into the public schools was a passion of mine and a vision of mine and a dream. Okay. So that's why we have the string music programs in our public schools.
Oh, so you do work with public schools right now?
Yes, when we started our program, we started in 1998 with one school at PS 44, okay. And we had 18 kids enrolled in that program. 10 of those students studied violin and 8 studied cello. Nice. In 5 months, because we have such fabulous teaching artists, yes. Our kids were ready to audition for a Juilliard Music and Advancement program and also Manhattan School of Music program.
My goodness.
And so we had one student who got accepted, who attended, who now works with us in our office as our office assistant, and she also teaches, assistant teaches. Mm-hmm. So it's been really a great journey. And we have seen some kids who have gone off to Harvard, to Brandeis University, and it is a way in which kids can express themselves.
Yes.
It teaches them self-discipline, and they're poised, and it helps them academically with their...
And that's one of the things I wanted to mention, like I wanted to ask you, in terms of academic values, in terms of how it reflects on what they studies. How do you think specifically, because there's people who plays music and there's people who plays piano. We all know like a few kids who plays the piano, but the string in itself, the understanding of it, how important is that in terms of listening to great sounding voices?
Well, you have to have, you have a good ear, so you're able to hear what you're listening to. But for our children, it's important. I mean, musicians today, everybody plays by ear.
Yes.
And so if you're playing by ear, you're not really learning how to read music and actually play it correctly. So for us, our goal, when we go into the public schools, it is very, very important for our kids to learn how to read music. Because we believe that if you learn how to read music, kids will be able to play with kids all over the world.
Okay.
And whether they're here or in another country, they can sit down and play because music is universal. So that is something that our kids get and that they find that's so important when learning and studying music. And for our teachers, when they come in, they know that that's one of the goals that from the time that we started our programs, that's something that they have to do. And I don't believe in taking a program into a public school for 8 weeks.
Okay.
Because I feel like if you do that, you're dumbing down your program.
Yes.
And so from September to May or June, our programs are in this public schools.
Okay. So would we be able to get a listing of which school it is in? And then continuing of this conversation about music being in public school, I have a quick question for you, but we have to take a break. When I come back, we'll continue this conversation.
Okay.
We'll be right back. We're taking a break. Welcome back to Beyond Focus TV. We are here with Ms. Chinita Pointer. She is the executive director of Noel Pointer Foundation. Earlier we were talking about like music being in public schools. Is there a specific school that they are in, and are they eligible? Like what would make a school eligible to have the strings quartet within it?
When we set up our programs, it's normally the principal who has heard about the successes of our programs, who contact the No Pointer Foundation and say that they want our program in their schools.
So the principal, I'm just trying to, the principal would have to contact you.
The principal contacts us.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And they say, we want your program. And then what we do is we submit a budget.
Okay.
And once we submit the budget and we explain to them how this program works, when we are in a public school, we are in there for 2 days a week, 2 hours each day, because we
Nice.
believe in repetition.
Yes.
And then the kids can move, they learn quicker and they're able to comprehend. And by the time, say, 3 months, they're actually playing a piece, even if
Yes.
it's Twinkle, Twinkle and variations. But they contact us, and we're in 25 New York City public schools. Okay. We are in Bed-Stuy, we are in Bushwick, Crown Heights, Kensington. There's many public schools that we're in a number of neighborhoods, and we're in Staten Island, and we're in Queens.
Okay. Is there an age rank for this music for the school?
No.
I know there's no age range to learn how to play music, but I'm just wondering, like, within the foundation, like when you go to a school, do you specifically go to elementary school or high school?
No, we're actually in daycare center.
Nice.
So we work with kids who are 3 and 4, and we go up to high school. And then we have kids who come to us who are even in college.
Okay.
So there's no cap that we have on teaching children how to play string instruments.
Okay. And earlier we were talking about like the in-depth of where our community is right now, and to have a program like the Noah Foundation, who is offering music classes instead of having kids in the street running. You understand? It's like we could do so much more,
Yes.
but we also have to be able to ask our government. This is where we think money needs to go into. This is where, if we don't have a voice, like you have the Noah Foundation offering string music to a community where it wouldn't be a normal thing. You understand? And then because you associate string music with a certain group of people. You understand what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So for us to be able to do that, what does it take financially? What in our part? I know it's not coming from me personally, but what does it take in our part to get involved?
Well, even with the kids who are in our public schools, we find that we have a Saturday program and we also have a summer program.
Yes, we need to let that.
Okay.
Yes.
And our Saturday program, that runs from September to May and June also.
Okay.
But parents who bring their kids to our summer program, they actually pay tuition.
Okay.
We give a number of scholarships. We get a lot of scholarships because we see the need, and we also know that there are a lot of kids who are very talented, who want to be a part of our program, but parents may not have the resources.
Okay, since you're talking about the summer program, I know that you have 4 different programs for the summer. Can you tell us, when does it start? What are they? What are the differences? This is really good. This is really good. I'm thinking like this would be a great thing for the summer for kids to do.
So for our summer program, it's a 5-week program. It's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and then we have extended day from 3 p.m. to 5:15. Okay. It's Monday through Thursday. They do intensive music studies. Nice. And then on Fridays, we take the kids on a class trip. And the last day of our program, we have a recital.
Nice.
And usually the recital is either at the Brooklyn Children's Museum or St. Anne's Church of the Holy Trinity.
Yes.
And kids come and they learn how to play either violin, viola, cello, double bass, classical guitar, or piano. And they have lunch, and we have breaks, but it is intensive music. And then on Thursdays, we bring in someone from a different country to talk about their culture, to talk about music, and to share what their history has been in studying music.
Within that summer program?
Within that summer program,
Okay.
yes.
And how does that run over to your regular program, or it's like if a child wanted to, for example, like if I have a child, I wanted her to take piano lessons throughout the year. Like, I mean, I'm saying piano, it's a violin lesson throughout the year, right? Besides the summer program.
Yes.
Is there an extended, like, does it go into the year?
Well, most of the parents who bring their kids to our summer program, they love it, and they have often said, can you extend it? Can you make it a lot longer? And I'm like, no.
Because I need to go on vacation. I need a break.
No, I'm sorry. So, but we do, I try, but, our teachers have worked all throughout the school year, and then they come back and they do the summer program, and then we start our Saturday program and again in September.
Okay.
So we try to take a break so that we can set up our programs. If we need to hire new teachers, it gives us time to do that. We also work on our curriculum and make changes and see, how can we make it better, each year, so that, we can bring in more kids, and then that they're, the kids are happy.
Yes.
And the parents are pleased with the curriculum, and they can see the growth.
Okay, I have a question for that. For new kids coming in, right? Do they need to audition for it?
No.
No?
No, because most of our kids who come in are beginners.
Oh, beginners.
But when they leave, they are probably intermediate beginners.
All right.
So there's a progression. And when you are in a program such as ours, especially the music intensive, that's constant music throughout the day. So they get group instruction, they get private instruction, they get orchestra training, and they also, some of them who come in who are proficient, they could be a part of the Noel Pointer Youth Orchestra.
Good.
So, and then we also have a Fantasia string players group that goes out and plays at different venues.
I was hoping that you would talk about that, but we're going to take a short break because I want the community to hear about this, because there are so many other things that the Noah Foundation is doing within the community. I just want people to, this is part of where we're at. You understand?
Yes.
So let's enjoy this. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back to talk about the Fantasia. Yes.
Players.
Yes.
So that was a group that
welcome back to our third session. We are here with Ms. Chinita Pointer, Executive Director of the Noah Foundation. Before we took a break, we were talking about, you guys have a quartet that goes out and play. So tell the community about this.
It's the Fantasia string players.
Yes.
And this group of kids, they have been playing with us for the last 3 or 4 years. And they come in on Wednesdays and they practice, and they also are part of our bigger orchestra, which is the Noel Pointer Youth Orchestra. But these kids, they play at different venues. So when anyone calls and asks for our kids to perform, these are the kids that go out and do their little presentations and perform. And I was telling you about this cotillion that they had to perform for the other night. And, it's interesting because not only do they get to play, but then there's other things that they learn in the process. Because when you go to a special event like this, you need to know about etiquette and how to act and how to present yourself. And so I had to tell the kids, well, when they're passing around the hors d'oeuvres in the cocktail hour, that you take a napkin and, and these are the things that you have to do when you go to these kinds of events. And they did really, really well.
Nice.
And they wanted to know, well, can I go to the bar and get a drink? And so these are the kinds of things that we like to expose our kids to, because it's not something that they do every day.
Basis,
so it's all encompassed of what we have to do with our children.
Yes.
And so I love it.
Uplift our community.
Yes, it is uplifting our community. And the parents, we have a parents association, and they do a bake sale once a month, and they are so excited. They all contribute, and it's a great community to be in. And I am so blessed to be able to provide this kind of service in our community and to our kids.
And to also have the Noah Foundation within a community. Like I said to you earlier, talking to you, we understand the importance of having that part of history. you know, in the making. We are here making a difference, and that's all it takes. It's so much, because we have such rich history here, and it's too bad that we are not sharing. We're not taking advantage of what is available to us. And part of what we do within our show is to expose everything that's right here. You don't need to travel to another state or another city or take the train, but, you know, to go somewhere that's right here in Brooklyn. You have so much, like, you know, you guys have this whole program. I mean, looking at the pictures, I hope you guys afterwards go on the website, see all these kids, to see kids like us,
Yes.
you know, dressed all in white with a little, you know, violin in their hands. It makes me really, really, really proud to see that.
Well, I am so thankful.
You are welcome. So what are the future plans that you guys have coming up?
Well, our future plans are, well, we have our summer program, and
When does it start?
March, it starts July 1st.
Okay. When do you get to register for it?
You register, we have open house April 6th.
Okay.
That's on a Saturday from 10 to 12. It's at Bedford-Stuyvesant Restoration Corporation. We're in the Youth Arts Academy on the first floor.
I actually know where that is at.
You know what that's at?
I know where that is at. Good.
That's
good.
247 Herkimer Street.
Yes.
And then we have, this upcoming Friday, we have a concert, collaborative concert with the Brooklyn Conservatory.
Nice.
It'll be our No Pointer Youth Orchestra, along with professional musicians from NYU, Juilliard,
No.
and the Brooklyn Conservatory doing Rhapsody in Blue with a full orchestra at St. Anne's in the Holy Trinity.
It's this Friday, right?
And that's March the 22nd at 7 p.m. Then we have our Fiddle Fest concert, where we invite all of our students from our 25 New York City public schools to come and do a play-up concert.
That is
and in the process of preparing kids for the Fiddle Fest, there's a packet put together by our artistic director, and the teachers get this packet of music, and they teach their kids all these songs. And so when they come together, by the end of this performance, we have about 200 plus kids up on stage doing Twinkle Twinkle and
Wow.
variations and some of these other pieces.
Okay.
It is a phenomenal thing to see.
Where is that going to be?
And that's going to be at Prospect Heights High School, which is
Okay.
across from the
The
Brooklyn
park
Museum.
Yeah.
It's 883 Clausen Avenue.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's at 2 o'clock, from 2 o'clock to 4.
2 to 4. And it's, you know, it's good to have these things available. It's going to be on April 22nd.
April 27th.
April 27th from 2 to 4.
4.
It's going to be at Prospect Heights. Is
Yes.
it free, or
That
a
is-
donation will be?
Well, it's
necessary?
$7.
Okay.
And $3 for children under 12, and $7 for adults.
I think, you know, it's reasonable. If anybody would like to get in touch with you, because I think this is so big. I mean, I think for the summer, instead of having our kids staying at home watching TV, which is not going to benefit the brain at all, they could go to the Noah Foundation and get all of the information and help them, because you never know. If we don't expose our kids to what is available, that you never know what they can come up with.
Nope.
because
And with our
talent is gifted.
program, we have found that, like last year, we prepare our kids to audition for these specialized high schools and middle schools.
Good.
So we've had kids who have gone to Mark Twain. We have kids at Frank Sinatra High School. We have kids at LaGuardia.
And Mark Twain is really hard to get into
It is.
music. If you don't get yourself prepared, you can't go anywhere.
No, you
to that
can't.
school. Yes,
No, you can't. But
yes.
we have kids who are attending that school.
Okay.
We have kids who are in private schools. So we have kids who come from across the board, and who are very talented,
Very talented.
and take this string instrument instruction and
never know.
performance very seriously.
Okay. If anybody would like to get in touch with you, just to hear about the foundation, to donate to the foundation, or to come and see a performance, where can they reach you at?
They can reach me at director@noelpointer.org or office@noelpointer.org. The Noel Pointer Foundation is at 1368 Fulton Street, Brooklyn, New York, 11216.
Okay.
Our phone number is 718-230-4825.
Well, thank you, ma'am, for stopping by, and I will be seeing you on 2 different occasions coming up. Thank you for
Angie.
coming. You're welcome. this is the end of our show. I hope you enjoy it, and do please visit the website. You will not regret it. This is really beautiful to have in the community. I'll see you next Tuesday, same place, same time. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gents, Didi.